You're 12, playing with dolls, when you're told you'll marry a king twice your age, rule a distant kingdom, and face a court of scheming nobles. This is your life as a medieval queen, dazzling yet dangerous. Welcome to your life as a medieval queen, where you'll step into a world of splendor and peril. From childhood to grand feasts, you'll face political schemes and bizarre habits. Being a queen means more than crowns and thrones. It's a life of power and danger. Get ready for shocking, funny, and sometimes eerie truths, all drawn from history. Let's dive into your royal journey. You're born into a royal or high noble family, maybe a princess of some tiny kingdom. From the moment you arrive, your life's already a chess game, with you as a pawn in political alliances. Nursemaids and tutors raise you, while your parents are off ruling or battling. You barely see them, but you're never alone with all those servants hovering. Education kicks in early, and it's intense. You're learning to read and write in Latin and French, the fancy languages of the elite. They've got you dancing, singing, strumming a harp, and stitching embroidery like a proper lady. Court etiquette is crammed into your brain. How to bow, how to chat, and how to fake a smile when you're secretly plotting someone's downfall. By 7 or 8, you might already be engaged to a prince or king from another land. Forget love. This is about securing peace or grabbing more territory. You could be shipped off to your fiancé's court to learn their customs and language. It's lonely there, with local nobles eyeing you like you're an intruder or a threat. You're trained to run a massive household, organizing feasts and bossing around dozens of servants. They teach you a queen's job, pop out heirs, advise the king, and keep the court from imploding. Siblings? Sure, but they're also rivals in this cutthroat political game. If you're a princess, you might be sent far away young to get cozy with a foreign court. That journey to your new home could take months, bouncing along in a horse-drawn carriage, exhausted and sore. Religion's a big deal, so you're drilled in piety to keep up your saintly image. You're reading prayer books, like books of hours, to prep for your future. It's a childhood, but not the kind with much fun or freedom. Your wedding day arrives, and it's a massive spectacle with feasts and nightly tournaments that drag on for weeks. You might be just 12 or 13, marrying a king way older, maybe even a widower with kids. The ceremony's all pomp and ritual, but deep down, you know it's a game changer. Your life now belongs to the kingdom. After the vows, you might get your own coronation, balancing a crown so heavy it gives you a headache. Next, you dive into court life, meeting nobles and trying to keep their names and sneaky agendas straight. Your top job? Pop out a kid, ideally a boy, to lock in the royal line. The pressure's brutal mess this up, and you could be cast aside like last week's leftovers. You're also learning to run the palace, juggling hundreds of servants from cooks to washerwomen. Court rules are a maze. Who gets to sit near you? Who speaks first? It's all a big deal. If you've married into a foreign kingdom, you're probably scrambling to learn a new language on top of everything. You start building your crew ladies in waiting, loyal nobelsto have your back. But watch out, plenty of courtiers see you as an outsider and aren't shy about showing it. Every morning, your ladies-in-waiting rouse you from bed and wrestle you into elaborate gowns weighing a ton. These dresses, with their tight corsets, make breathing a workout, but they're stunning to show off your power. You head to mass, praying alongside your ladies, putting your piety on full display. During the service, you toss coins or gifts to the poor, a mix of charity and a savvy PR move to boost your image. After mass, you sit through petitions from the common folk, hearing gripes about land disputes or pleas for mercy. You might join council meetings, tossing in your 2 cents, though sometimes it feels like you're just there for decoration. Running the palace is no joke. You're checking budgets and making sure there's enough food for the next big feast. It's like being the CEO of a chaotic medieval mega mansion. In your rare downtime, you hang with other noble ladies, stitching embroidery, reading, or battling it out over a chessboard. You love catching tunes from court minstrels or watching flashy new dances. Sometimes, you might even join a hunt, though it's more a noble flex than a queen's usual gig. When evening rolls around, you're ready for the real spectacle. Dinner. Meals are a full-on event, with tables groaning under dozens of dishes packed with meat, pricey white bread, and rivers of wine. You're eating with your hands, slicing meat with a dagger since forks haven't hit the scene yet. The menu's heavy on calories and light on veggies, so gout's basically a noble rite of passage. Nighttime entertainment could mean a wild party with jesters, acrobats, or even grim spectacles like bear baiting. Before bed, your ladies help peel off your gown, brush your hair, and prep you for the next day. You crash in a massive bed, sometimes sharing it with a lady-in-waiting to fend off the castle's bone-chilling cold. Bathing? Maybe a few times a year, so you slather on perfumes and oils to keep the stench at bay. The toilet's just a hole in the wall called a garderobe, with zero privacy and a draft to match. Your teeth might rot young since dental care's non-existent, and the local dentist only knows how to yank them out. Your makeup, laced with lead, gives you that ghostly white look, but could slowly poison you. Your hair's styled with grease and powder, though it's a lice magnet some days. Your jewelry pearls, gold, heavy gem screams authority, but weighs you down like a human chandelier. You swap gowns multiple times a day, each one a handcrafted masterpiece that took months to make. You might even have your own seal for signing official documents, a little flex of your clout. For fun, you could try falconry, a posh noble hobby, or curl up with prayer books or steamy romance tales. You also play patron, funding artists, or commissioning grand cathedrals and holy paintings. Life's not all staying put, you're often on the move between castles, dragging the whole court in a pricey, exhausting parade. You might host nightly tournaments to flaunt your wealth, dazzling the kingdom with your splendor. Your appearance is everything, a walking billboard for the king's and kingdom's prestige. Slip up, and the court's gossip mill will eat you alive. The court is a snake pit, with nobles and even family ready to stab you in the back. You could be slapped with accusations of adultery or witchcraft, like Joan of Navarre. And good luck proving your innocence. If you can't produce a son, you're at risk of being divorced or locked away like a forgotten trinket. Childbirth itself is a gamble with death. Plenty of queens don't make it through the delivery room. Your husband might parade a mistress right under your nose, like Agnes Sorel did to Marie of Anjou, and you're expected to just smile through the humiliation. A powerful mother-in-law, like Margaret Beaufort, could loom over you, making every move feel like a test. You're constantly on the road, bouncing between castles, which is as exhausting as it is risky. In times of war, you might have to flee for your life or end up a hostage in some grim fortress. Your health takes a hit from a diet stuffed with meat and wine, paired with next to no hygiene. Medieval medicine's a nightmare. Doctors might hand you a cup of blood to drink or slap leeches on you for a cure. If your husband dies, you could lose everything and find yourself shipped off to a nunnery. Some queens, like Urraca of Leon Castile, got dragged into wars over botched marriages, fighting just to hold their ground. You live with the constant fear of assassination or poison, even from the servants pouring your wine. Superstition runs the show, so you might lean on astrologers to make big calls, hoping the stars don't screw you over. Fall out of favor, and you could be tossed into a tower or exiled to nowhere. Succession disputes can pull you into chaos, especially if someone whispers your kid isn't legitimate. Rebellions from nobles or peasants keep you on edge, ready to spark at any moment. Even a simple cold could kill you, thanks to the abysmal state of medical knowledge. The pressure and isolation of court life might plunge you into depression with no medieval therapist to call. Worst of all, losing children is heartbreakingly common, and you might bury several before they even reach childhood. Despite all the dangers, you can grab serious power if you play your cards right. You're whispering advice in the king's ear, sometimes steering big political moves like a master puppeteer. In some cases, you might even step up as regent, running the show while the king's off fighting or your kid's still in diapers. It's a chance to flex your brain and keep the kingdom from falling apart. You've got cash and clout, so you splash it on artists, writers, and monasteries, turning you into a medieval art patron superstar. Your funding shapes the kingdom's culture, from epic poems to soaring cathedrals. You're also playing matchmaker, setting up your kids' marriages to lock in alliances with other royal dynasties. It's like a high-stakes game of royal Tinder, with entire kingdoms on the line. In rare moments, you might channel your inner warrior queen, like Matilda of England, leading troops into battle. You're also the kingdom's top diplomat, charming foreign envoys with feasts and clever banter. You could even negotiate peace treaties, like Eleanor of Aquitaine, saving the day with your sharp wit. Sometimes, your influence outshines the king's, especially if you're a queen ruling in your own right, calling the shots like a total boss. When your husband kicks the bucket, you step into the role of a dowager queen, but your power depends on the kingdom's mood. You might choose to bow out gracefully, retreating to a convent to live a quiet, holy life surrounded by nuns and prayer books. Or, like Margaret of Scotland, you could seize the reins as regent, ruling with a steady hand while your kid grows up. It's a chance to keep calling the shots, even if the court's still buzzing with schemers. Some queens, feeling a bit adventurous, decide to roll the dice and remarry, like Catherine Valois, who stirred up new dynasties with her second go at love. Your legacy hinges on your past moves. You might be remembered as a generous patron who funded grand cathedrals or as a tragic figure caught in history's grinder. You could be laid to rest in a jaw-dropping tomb, all marble and gold, shouting your status to eternity. But history's a fickle beast. Sometimes it twists your story or just forgets you altogether. Your life as a medieval queen is a wild ride of glittering crowns and gut-wrenching risks. You navigate a world where every feast hides a plot, and every decision could rewrite history. From dodging poison to shaping kingdoms, you balance unimaginable power with constant danger. It's a life of dazzling highs and terrifying lows, etched into the annals of time.